Hello and welcome to the Amateur Hour in association with the Sorare Thursday Club. My name is Ricky, aka the Sorare Mamba, and I am joined by my glamorous co-host and Everton Play Sharper expert, Johnny, aka DawNado. How are you this evening?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. I'm wearing my my Barcelona stag top from a couple of years back in celebration of the Liga Amateur Cards returning to our game today. So yeah,
yes.
All good.
So we have La Liga is back with the new season cards, which means we have the La Liga Amateur Draft back with us as well, ready for this game week coming up this weekend. This follows after we did the Premier League one last week. So I thought, why not go ahead and follow it up with a little La Liga budget gems picks. So yeah, if you are loading your teams up with superstars, you need to fill in those blanks with some budget options, or you're looking to fill out your well-balanced, rounded squad with some cost-friendly options to fill it up. We are the people that you need, because we have done a mild amount of research and are ready to share with you some mediocre options that I'm sure you will love. Yeah, go for it.
I was going to say, if you want Bellingham in your team, then you've got to have at least two people that are averaging 40. So
yeah, I don't know about you, but in a first draft for a league like this, I'm looking to secure lots of L15s that are low of players that I think will soon go up. So anchors in my squad that I'll fill around with superstars. Maybe they've been out injured, maybe they've just made a transfer at the start of the season, maybe they weren't playing tail end of last season and now they are in at the start of this season. So yeah, that's what we're looking at here. We've gone for one player from each position and a bonus player from any position. So, making an SO5 team of budget options with L15s of 50 or lower, with the aim of filling the remaining spaces, with bigger stars once you're making your own drafts and you're getting the full 8 players in. But yeah, hopefully we'll give you lots of options to have lots of spare diamonds left over. So we're going to go through with a position each, one after the other. I can lead us off in the goalkeeper position. I love a good goaltender, being one myself. And my first pick will be Stol Dimitrievski, Macedonia and Real Vallecano goalkeeper, coming in at the absolute bottom basement price of 40 diamonds. You can see him here. He's got that nice slick back hair, eyes of a killer. And I can speak from experience on this one because I do own his limited, and he has the ability to score very highly or very poorly, which I think is a really good thing to have in these draft teams, because you've got to go real high to win, right? You won't get a prize with like a half-assed score. So yeah, I think in his last 5, I think he's got an 83 and an 88 in last 5 domestic games. So, and they got some really strong AA in there as well. You can see here the 88, 86. The last game was a 67, mixed in with a 4 against Atletico Madrid. He also got a 0 against England. But domestically, he's got the ability to put in good AA scores and some peaky scores as a goalie. Perfect budget option to maybe dovetail with another keeper, and you can play Stoll when he's got the good fixtures, but maybe he's not your expensive goalie. So yeah, my first one is Stol Dimitrescu. Really good option at that price.
At 40 diamonds, you can't go wrong. You got to get one 40 diamonds keeper in, haven't you? I feel like you've always got to get one in.
Got to get a 40 diamond keeper in.
For those cap 220s. Okay, so whilst we're talking about keepers, we'll go for mine. So I've gone for Marko Dimitrovic. I struggle with his name there. So he plays for Sevilla. As you can see from his scores here, he's also a little bit peaky. Sevilla are a decent team. The reason I've put him in here is because he has also got midweek Champions League games, so he can cover you in midweek for midweek cap 220s as well as the Liga. They also have a reasonably decent fixture this weekend against Osasuna. But yeah, I think he's pretty strong and he gives you options for midweek as well.
Yeah, good choice. Yeah, I think that's a good point. Having the midweek utility, mainly it only really works in the goalies, right? because they're the position you might not always have the limited goalies. Obviously, Stoll as well at 40. You could use him on a weekend in a Cap 220 team or a semi-pro team. And like you said, midweek semi-pro and Cap 220 would be a good option for your boy as well. Yeah, two solid ones. We move on to defenders. And I am going for Real Madrid's Antonio Rudiger, also coming in at just 40 diamonds. And that's first two for me at 40 diamonds. So Real Madrid, obviously one of the best teams in Europe, and he started 5 on the bounce for them now. You know, playing for such a good team, you'd like to think that's the opportunity for a lot of possession to then get a lot of AA in, opportunity for clean sheets because they're heavy favourites in a lot of games. He showed tonight, actually, in the Champions League. They beat Union Berlin 1-0. He got a really strong AA score and finished up with 72 overall, which is a nice score, type of thing you want from a defender if you're going to get a prize in these competitions. Lowest cap possible. He's straight in the basket for me, but you do probably need the clean sheet from him, as you can see from the rest of them. If he doesn't have the clean sheet to go along with it, he's probably not giving you those big scores. But as 40 as an anchor from a Real Madrid player, you know, Real Madrid started for 40. That's my argument.
Love it. That's very good. I looked at him myself. He always seems to be so low in the cap.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure why. I think he's a really good player, but yeah. So I've gone from a baldy goalkeeper to Alejandro Balde, the defender. So wanted to get a Barcelona player into this stream. Obviously, trying to find a good one for under 50 diamonds is difficult, but I think Alejandro Balde, or Balde, however you say his name, is a very good option at that. He's just signed a new deal actually today, 5-year deal with Barcelona. He's their man moving forward. He's absolutely rapid as well. He's definitely can get you a decisive for sure. And I feel like Barcelona are just starting to heat up again to like being the Barcelona of old a little bit. You get that feeling as well? They smashed someone on the weekend.
Smashed Antwerp last night, didn't they? They look there.
I feel like they're trending upwards. They got this new young lads, Yashin, coming in. It's all looking a bit better in Barcelona. I definitely think Balde is one of the players you want to get in.
Okay, excellent. Do you think they are actually called diamonds? This currency we're talking about. Have we had any official combination? Gems, you know, Chaos Emeralds.
I think gems is probably a better one, isn't it? I'd say I do like, what was it, Chaos Emeralds?
Yeah, from Sonic. You know, they look a bit like the old Chaos Emeralds from Sonic.
Okay, I like it. We'll go for that then. We'll go for that.
Okay, we're going to go for Emeralds. Okay, that's the official So Rare Thursday Club term for the whatever the currency is for amateur leagues. If you know the actual official name, please let us know so we stop making idiots of ourselves. But next pick, we are on to midfielders, right? And I'm going to follow you into the realms of Barcelona, and I'm going to go for Gavi. Obviously been really important for them this year with Pedri being out injured. 46 Chaos Emeralds he will cost you. He started 9 of the last 10, which is, you know, a nice, consistent member of the team. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm going to go for. Solid player. Team scores lots of goals, as you just mentioned, so he's always going to have those decisive opportunities available to him. Scores this season have been good. Got a goal in the Champions League last night, as we mentioned. So his L15 is probably going to creep up fairly shortly. So the time to get him in now is now. Like Rudiger, the downside, I guess, is he takes up a spot from one of the main teams. Obviously, you can only have 2 per team. So, you know, how many of the cheap positions do you want to use on the Barcelonas and Real Madrids when you might want to get in, say, a Lewandowski or something like that with the other positions? But I think his L5 is looking nice now, 272s in there. So, yeah, I think he's going to pull away from his L15 is 46 and his L5 is now 55. So you see that L15 is probably going to trend up pretty soon. And I think he's on good form at the moment. And like you said, Barcelona look like they're going to start smashing goals in on the regular. So, yeah, Gavi for me.
He puts himself about, doesn't he, old Gabby? Have you watched him play?
Yeah.
Like
He does.
He's like, I think he's because he's small. He's just like had to put himself about since he was a child, probably. But he loves the tackles. Fair dues to him. Okay, so whilst we're on midfielders, I'm going to go for Bryce Mendes. Someone I owned in the common La Liga draft last year, actually. Very, very good player and also quite peaky. I know we've discussed this before, and many players, mainly Castro Montes, as we've talked about millions of times, or I have. He's a very, very good player on his day. I actually put him onto my shortlist before he then netted in the Champions League tonight. I think it was it Champions League tonight? Yeah, netted in the first half for Real Sociedad earlier today. So yeah, he's a very good player. He's only going to cost you 49 caps, so slightly higher than the 40, but I definitely feel like he's going to trend upwards of 49 moving forward. I was actually going to show as well, if you look at his historical scores, he is capable of scoring incredibly highly. Look at these bunch of scores here. I mean, if you look at those scores there, that's basically like 15 green scores in a row. He tailed off at the end of last season a little bit, but he's on his way back up again at the moment. I think, yeah, definitely a buy low option at 49 for sure.
Yeah, he has got some great historical scores. Yeah, I remember him from before. I've looked at him myself in the past. Yeah. You did the old hide yourself instead of your stream.
I did a Ricky T there and hid myself rather than my screen. Yeah, apologies.
Don't worry. We've all been there. We've all been there. I do it at least once every show. Right. So next up is me again, and we are on to the forwards. And I went for Hugo Duro. My first note I've got written down about him here is that he's a really handsome chap. I don't think there's many arguments about that.
Not the most handsome Hugo you know, though, eh?
Well, yeah, maybe not. Plays for Valencia, 23 years old, comes in at 42 Chaos Emeralds, L5 of 58, but the L15 is obviously just the 42. So yeah, his L5 is a lot higher than his L15. So the first thing to point out is that he's not likely to be that cost for much longer to get him into your team. You can see 3 goals already this season, puts him as joint second top scorer in La Liga behind our very own Jude. Yeah, so I think he's a great second striker option if you were going to go for more of a mega star is your main one. But yeah, he started the season really well. 87, 60 and 74 are all good scores there. And the last one was against Atletico Madrid, which is no, pushover of a game. He's got Almeria this weekend, which is, a solid fixture to plug him straight into if you needed to for your first game week. And yeah, I think he's really cheap and I think he's going to get more expensive soon. And yeah, second best Hugo on this stream. I think you should definitely pick him up. He's going to be my second choice striker. Obviously, I might go for a big name, because I like a bit of a fancy player. But yeah, Hugo will be one of my strikers.
Love it. So I've gone for my striker, someone you may have heard of, you may not. It's a bit of a rogue, bit out there. He's called Vinicius Junior, I think it is.
Vinicius Junior?
Yeah, I don't know if you've heard of him. Anyway, no, he's obviously one of the best players in the world. This isn't a hot take. He's clearly one of the best players, but I just think at 50 Chaos Emeralds right now, he's as low as he's going to get the entire season. So if you want him in, you want to just like wait on him for a couple of weeks, then this is your time to get him in. I have seen some news today that he is back in training early, so he will be coming back. Well, I don't think it'll be this weekend, but probably the weekend after. His scores in the last 15 are really comparatively low to what he usually does. Hence his score of 50 average in the last 15. But I mean, I'm not going to show you his historical scores. He's incredible. We've all seen it. But yeah, get him in, plug him in, wait for him for a couple of weeks, and you won't regret
it. Yeah, I mean, it's a good point. He's a really good player, and he costs 50 right now. So yeah, if you want to plug him in and make sure you have him, makes a lot of sense to me. So I think that's a good call.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would consider him and Hugo as my partnership going forward, to be fair. Again, it's just a Real Madrid thing, isn't it? Which of you two players are going to be Real Madrid players?
Well, Juro can definitely cover you up until Vinicius is back, can't he? And Juro might even start with Vinicius when he's back again. Like, you could probably get Juro, Vinicius, and Bellingham, or like Gundogan in and be fine, well within the cap.
Yeah. Good pick. So that was your striker, which leaves us with one player each just to round out our SO5 teams. I have gone for a defender in the name of Danny Vivian from Athletic Club. 43 of your finest emeralds to get him in. Shown the ability to get really good AA so far to start the season. His L5 is creeping up, which is going to drag the L15 up shortly as well. The main reason I like him, apart from being cheap and a good scorer, is I think his next fixtures were decent. Yeah, so Alaves, Getafe, Sociedad are obviously a good team, but they've got to focus on Europe as well in the midweeks, and then Almeria at home. So yeah, I like his next 4 fixtures, which appeal to me to round out my squad. It just looks like a really solid player so far this year. So Danny Vivian is going to be my 5th budget recommendation.
Nice.
What are you finishing then? What have you got to?
I've never heard of Danny Vivian, so that's the first one I've not heard of the whole show so far. Okay, so I've gone for someone who clearly a lot of other people have noticed because he was quite high up in the selected players when I was going through the draft. I think a lot of people realise he's quite low right now, but I've gone for Oyarzabal. Currently coming in at 40 Chaos Diamonds. I think, he's had problems last couple of years. He had a really, really bad injury, which put him out for the entirety of the previous season, but one. And then sort of has struggled a little bit to sort of get back into it last season. He's had a couple of good scores. But yeah, it's been mainly harmed by that massive injury. I think, do we all remember it when he came into the Spanish team? I think, was it maybe 6 years ago, maybe the last World Cup? And he was kind of like this unknown for Spain. And he looked really, really good. I guess he was when he's really young. He's 26 now. But like, he's definitely got the ability to hit big scores. If you look at his historic scores here, like, that is insane. That last sort of couple of years before he got his bad injury, and at 40 Chaos Diamonds, like, you're definitely getting him at his lowest point. I mean, you can't get any lower than 40 diamonds, so that's why. But like, he's going to trend upwards for sure. And you're going to need some 40s in if you want to get these big boys in. I think he's definitely a big name player to get in.
I like how you've now blended diamonds and Chaos Emeralds and created Chaos Diamonds.
Yeah,
it's nice. Originality's, got to be applauded in this podcast.
We don't want a court case in our hands with Sonic the Hedgehog, do we? So let's go Chaos Diamonds.
We just keep throwing enough names out to confuse everyone. No one will know what the hell we're talking about. I like it.
Yeah.
He's a good pick. He's a really good player, isn't he? Looks like he started 3 in a row now. So, looks like he's getting back to cementing a starting position at least. And yeah, he's got the talent. It's just whether the injuries have taken too much of a toll. But yeah, an easy one to lock in at 40 emeralds and hope for the best.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So that was 5 each. Really solid picks, actually. When you look at all 10 between us, a lot of guaranteed starters in there, which is what I like to see. Picking up any of those. I guess there's quite a lot of other wildcardy ones that, get a lot of sub appearances, come off the bench a lot. But these ones are all sort of nailed starters, which you want to fill out your squad with, don't you? So, yeah. I like them. So there we go. Let us know who you thought made the better picks. It's always nice to have a little bit of competition between us. If you've got any better picks than that as well, love to hear them. Drop them in the comments below. And I'd love to pick them up for my team. If you probably know better than us, a lot of you out there. So, yeah, give us a shout. Please like and subscribe the video and all that vibe. And we'll see you again soon. I think we're taping again tomorrow, maybe even live. So yeah, So Rare Thursday Club could be coming live on a Thursday for once.
Wow.
But for now, thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you soon. Viva la Thursday Club.
Up the Toffees.